Don't stress, just put it to the test. Leave the rest, cause you're riding with the best. This right here is proven for success. So Rule 3.
Welcome to the Rule 3, the Breakdown Edition.
There's nothing you can do, so just a Rule 3. System will make you feel brand new. Your dreams must inspire you. So let's do Rule 3, Rule 3, Rule 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rule of 3, the Breakdown Edition. As always, I'm your host. I'm Jeff. I'm joined by...
Big Shot Bob.
That was beautiful, Big Shot.
You like that?
That was nice.
Down at the CSB with the Rule of 3. Yeah.
And that guy over there across
And this
the
guy.
board.
This guy? Is
That
that
guy.
you got to say? I'm the glue that holds this
Cowboy
together.
fan over there. We got to start hating on the Cowboys because
Yeah,
you
man.
know NFL season is in the air.
That's right. Although they look good this week.
And the Cowboys were the team of they tormented me in the early 90s because before Carolina had a squad, I was a 49er fan. And the Cowboys would beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship game every freaking year, man. You'd be there crying and stuff.
Man,
It was
until I moved to Charlotte, I was a New York Jets fan, okay? So don't talk about heartbreak and all those sad things in life. I once rooted for Chad Pennington and Vinny Testaverde, okay?
And I mean, I
You
hate
rooted
that.
for Chad Pennington?
Yeah. Or I always called
You
him...
mean
I always
today's,
I call him paper mache because the dude, like, his rotator cuff broke, like, every 6 months.
You mean
Oh,
Alex
you mean
Smith?
no? You mean noodle arm?
Yeah.
No, there's no Alex Smith. It's noodle arm.
It's just new arm.
I mean, you know, his arm goes like a like a noodle, and it comes right back at you when you spaghetti.
And I hate that I don't like the Cowboys because they have some of the best jerseys. The star on the jersey, the
Yes, we
star
do.
in the middle of the field, the best stadium in the league. But I can't stand those guys, man.
Don't hate. Why? What's wrong?
I don't hate him.
I hate
just
the
don't
Cowboys.
like him that much. I just don't care, really. I'm not into the Cowboys. I thought they looked good. I thought Dak Prescott played a good game. I know, Cowboy fan, don't. Yeah, I'm not freaking out, like calling
Sounds
for
like
him.
you are.
No, yep, that's what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, Dak Prescott was so good. He's going to be the next Cam Newton. He's going to be better than Cam Newton, and they should bench Tony Romo right now for Dak Prescott. That's what I'm saying to you right now. Or I watched almost every game he played in college, and I thought he was barely average, and he threw the ball better than I saw him throw it in college.
One thing you can say about Dak is his work ethic is unbelievable.
Well, it had to be.
He's been putting in that time, putting in that work to be where he's at now.
I mean, he got a DUI like 2 days before the draft. Like, you have to show people that you want it, and you're not an idiot.
I didn't think he was going to be drafted. After his junior season, even though Mississippi State had a great season and he was in the Heisman running for most of the year before they lost to, I think they lost to Alabama or something. I forgot who they lost to.
Probably Alabama.
I didn't think he was a pro quarterback. I didn't think he was going to get drafted.
I didn't either. I thought he had a better chance of
Maybe being like a fullback
like
or
a
something.
running back or something like
Me
that
too.
because he was shifty, had a little speed to him. Hey, Rocky, you gonna talk? Or you just gonna sit over there? What's
Y'all
up?
are
You gonna-
doing great. I mean, you're talking about how great the Cowboys are, and you know what you want me to say. I mean, you know, go ahead. I mean, you don't hear it all season, so go ahead and start
I think
it now.
I was actually more congratulating Dak Prescott than anything, but
Listen, it's like I was saying earlier to you, it's the first preseason game of the season.
yep.
You know, he looked good. The one thing I will say from this weekend's show, real fast before we go any farther, welcome to everybody on Periscope, or Periscopians out there. You know, you got any questions during the show, ask me, please. Ask us. You know, you can ask them. They might be able to help you. I don't know. But, you know, we'll be good.
Nah, probably not.
But, you know, the one thing I will say from the show this weekend, or the game, is Dez Bryant, dude.
Yeah, he looked good.
Dez Bryant. That's the only thing I'll take away is he looked healthy. And he's going to have a monstrous season, I'm telling you.
And Dez he's a G. If you got to call him anything, he's a G. He played with a broken foot all season last season for the most part. He pushed his way back quickly before he should have been on the field, and he was out there giving it all he had on a broke foot.
All right, we're giving way too much love to the Cowboys. We need to move on.
All right, yeah.
Seriously.
I love do. I
done.
can do this
Nope.
all day.
I'm good.
I
I'm
mean,
done.
have you ever had a Cowboys fan that didn't have to talk about his team. I mean, I'm not having to talk about my team right now. Anyway, we got a great show. You're
Like
right.
you said, though, it's week 1 of the preseason.
It is week 1 of the preseason.
I'll start the
It is
hate
nice to see
later.
football back, though.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Even if they're not playing defense yet, it's good to have.
There
it
was
back.
some good.
There was some
defense
quarterbacks
plays.
that saw some real defenses.
Yeah.
Goff, Wentz,
Goff got hit.
Griffith.
Cam
That
took a good
interception.
shot.
All right.
Everybody got hit.
Everybody got hit.
Welcome to football season.
But we got a great show today. Today in the first segment of the first show today, we got the NFC South preview. We're going to talk about a dummy of the week that we usually do on Thursday. And then the next show, we're going to do our fantasy draft.
Kinda.
Yeah.
We're going to give you some value picks.
We're gonna talk a lot
And
of
sleepers.
fantasy. We're just
Right.
gonna talk a lot of fantasy.
Especially if you're in a super deep league, man. These are people you probably need to try to keep your eye on.
Absolutely.
Hit him with that good sound there, Rocky.
Well, I'm going to, but, we got a lot of other things to talk about on today's show. Besides that, we are going to do a hero of the weekend. I'm going to play the sound here in a second. So
Dang,
we
I was
can go
waiting
through it.
for it, man. I love that song, man. That's what I'm talking about. But we're also doing the AFC South if we get time. But we're going to talk about NFC South, which means Panthers talk. So me and Big Shot might run just a little bit long on that. But when we talk about fantasy, what kind of leagues do you play in, Bob?
Right now, I'm in like the traditional. My bad. I got this damn thing going.
Everybody's playing with computers. Love it.
I'm usually in the traditional snake pick leagues. I'm really interested in trying to do an auction league, man. Just going in there with your funds like a GM, messing with your salary cap.
I can't even get through a mock draft on that, much less do a real full season. Like, I don't know, because you can see guys, they're like, here's $75 for Aaron Rodgers, and it's like, what else? But then you get screwed in the back. You can get hooked up, actually, on the back end, too, because you're like, oh, here's, Josh Brown from the Cardinals for $4.
$4. I mean, you can find quarterbacks at good value. Here's Carson Palmer sitting there for $2, who's going to have monster stats, who can help carry your team. Or here's Eli Manning for $1.50, who has tons of weapons to throw the football to, who's thrown for 4,000 yards every season pretty much since his rookie year.
Eli Manning, underrated fantasy quarterback.
Him and
my
Phillip Rivers.
uncle
What?
won a league last year, running the last 7 weeks with Eli.
Eli puts up those numbers, man.
He may throw picks, but he throws a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns.
And that game that Eli is on, man, he could have 375 yards and 4 touchdowns and no picks, and he just is carrying your squad.
You just got to pay attention.
So that's my thing. But right now with the money leagues, I'm just doing snake. Let me get my pick. Hopefully when I put them on the field, they'll produce points. But my luck with fantasy is the team I play every week, it seems that team gets their highest score of the year.
Always.
Always.
No, I'm telling you. I went through my last fantasy one because they usually only do one serious one every year. And so last year, I was killing it. And I went back and I looked at every single week and I was like, okay, 4 out of the 5 games I lost, literally my score would have beat every single person in the
else.
league except for one. And it was the person I was
My
playing.
last 3 years of the league, my money league that I'm in, my team has given up the most points in fantasy. It's like, oh, there goes Bobby's team. We're going to have a great week. We're going to run up on Big Shot. We're going to run up the scoreboard.
I'll have a great season and then get to the last 2 or 3 games. Like 2 years ago, Andrew Luck. Mm-hmm. I had him playing against the Cowboys, and he had that disastrous game. We played horrible defense all year, and then we shut down Andrew Luck. He didn't play but one half, and I lost in the championship game. Last year, Andrew Luck got hurt. I had injuries everywhere last year. So,
all of us had injuries. My number 1 pick was Le'Veon Bell.
But first, let's go into Heroes of the Weekend, and we'll talk some more draft coming up. It's the Roar 3 Breakdown Edition, Heroes of the Weekend.
Myself, suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody.
You love this song,
wanna
don't you?
sing something.
There you got this song. I'm telling you, who didn't love this song? All right, anyway. What we turned you into, man?
Gets me every time.
I know. That's the reason I made it. All right. So, anyway, who is your heroes of the weekend?
Man, I went with this person last week. I got two. One, got LeBron because I like to see people get paid, especially because he's my boy. He is my boy. We're friends, actually. I don't know if you know that, but I wish he was. He helped me out with some bills or something. But, no, man, I'm going to go with the same person I went with last week. I got Katie Ledecky again.
That girl.
Oh, my. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Michael Phelps is great and everything. This girl is, like, smashing world records. Like, smashing them. It's crazy how good she is.
Yep.
She is the new face of swimming. Like, Michael Phelps supposedly he's not going to go again. She's going to go again, and probably one more time after that. She's going to end up as in my opinion, I think she's going to go down as the second most medals in Olympic history eventually. I don't think she'll ever catch Phelps, but she'll come close.
I'm telling you, she lapped people the other day.
That 800-meter race was so
It's
bad.
not even fair to put her in 800.
There were people coming halfway, like they were halfway on the pool, and she was already coming back to them.
Can you imagine if there was a 1500 and she was in it?
She would have the gold in that, too.
Because she's the world
She
champion
would have been
in that,
out.
too.
Did you see the picture? She was on the podium before they even got out of the pool.
Just chilling.
So bad.
But yeah, all right. I'm gonna say the entire U.S. swimming team. All right, 33 medals.
That's a good call.
Between Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky, Simone Manuel. Let's give her props. The winning the first gold ever for an African American U.S. any swimming. All right, this is a big deal
Oh, hell yeah.
for
Yeah, it was
her
great.
first African American to win a gold medal in swimming. I mean, and Simone Biles. Almost,
The Simones.
yeah, the Simones are killing it right
They're
now.
killing it. They'll be on Oprah's couch pretty soon.
That little girl, she jumps.
She's 4'8". She gets more height than them guys get.
So
She reminds me of Nate Robinson jumping.
Ooh, boy, whoa.
she hits that bolt, and you're like, I don't think she's coming down.
Yep.
Walking on air.
Who you got, Big Shot? You got another one?
Usain Bolt, 3-time 100-meter champion, 9.80 last night. Justin Gatlin had no chance. Wade Van Niekerk.
Yep.
Niekerk. I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah,
New world
Wayne-
record in the 400. If you watched his story before the race, it's a very touching story from South Africa. His coach, I think, adopted him and taught him how to run. 43:08 world record time. Mo
Great.
Farah from Great Britain, 10,000 meter defending champion. The last lap, the Kenyan dude that was in front of him, I don't know the Kenyan dude's name. I'm going to just call you the Kenyan dude, so don't be mad. Just outran him, looked back at him, grinned at him like, you thought you were going to win? No chance, buddy.
By the way, he broke Michael Johnson's 17-year-old record.
Oh, yeah, that the Wade guy.
Yeah.
That guy was running.
Mr. Wade.
He beat LaShawn Merritt and Karani James down the 100-meter stretch. And Almaz Ayana from Ethiopia shattered the women's 10,000-meter record, 27:14. She shattered the record by like 15 seconds. Like, she was doing her victory lap, and there were still girls on the track running, trying to finish the race.
She was jogging with the flag on her
Right?
back, and girls were like,
Pointing to the crowd, and they still, whew, that girl's fast.
Do you have another one?
Unbelievable.
Is that it for you, Jeff?
And let me give it up for the Panthers for staying healthy. Come on, a couple more weeks of just staying healthy. Get through this preseason, please.
All right. You got another
I got one, and not really a hero, but I was watching the 1,000 meter steeplechase, which I don't understand why why it's so difficult that we put like 4 hurdles on the track that are only
because
like
you got to jump over the water.
Yeah, but they jump in the water. Like, I don't even understand. Anyways, so a woman who was the prohibitive favor to win gold, at least she was going to medal. She got bus stopped, which, by the way, I found out people don't really know what that means. I don't know if you guys did this in your high school. When you bus stop somebody, you step on the back of their shoe, and their shoe pops off. Oh. So that happened to her while she was running. She fell. She then ran barefoot the rest of the race and missed qualifications by like 4 seconds.
Wow.
And just wept on the track. Like, I felt so bad for her. But it was so cool just to watch her throw her shoe off and just be like, I'm just going to do it with one shoe. And the sad part was passing people. She was catching up to the leaders again.
On bare feet. That's terrible.
That's all I got, though. Oh,
Well-
by the way, beach volleyball, and I'm not just being sexist, men's or women, is some of the most interesting, fun stuff you can watch.
absolutely.
It is awesome.
Oh,
I'm so
I love
locked
the
in.
women's beach volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
No, that's great.
No,
The women's beach volleyball, man.
The Brazilian team and
The
yeah,
Dutch
yeah.
women,
Yeah.
the German women. Oh, these women they're awesome.
What's wrong with Carrie Walsh Jennings?
No, the American women,
And
of
Abby
course.
Ross.
We
'cause
see-
But we
they're-
got to show love to the other countries when they have beautiful women too.
Right.
I was just more talking about from an athletic standpoint.
Oh,
but
I'm-
you
No,
just-
they're
you-
athletic.
I'm talking. They're athletic.
I'm just saying.
They're beautiful. At
I watch
the same time.
Hey,
I
I'm
love
equal
it.
opportunity
Love it.
beach volleyball. I watch both.
No, I watch everything, but
was
yeah,
awesome.
I agree with him. I was watching it last night when
The
they went-
women's is better though.
And you know who else was loving it? DeAndre Jordan and them.
Yeah,
As
he
they were
was.
sitting there watching it, they're like, this is
You
hard.
see what they come out in,
Yeah.
man.
Kevin Durant said if he trained for 6 months, he could be the best volleyball player in the world. Which it doesn't surprise me because he got like if he stands up and puts his hands up, he's 8 feet tall. So
Pretty much.
ain't nobody gonna actually go over the net on him.
Can we do a mixed doubles in that? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, like a man and a woman. That should
Yeah,
be.
absolutely.
We should put that in
No,
there.
let's just keep it like it is because I just prefer seeing the women's beach volleyball.
No, because
Well, I was talking about
I'd like to
the
see
guy-
Carrie Walsh Jennings and her husband
Yeah.
because they're two of the greatest volleyball players in the world.
Well, I've got one more. Tyler Austin and Aaron Judge for hitting back-to-back home runs for your Yankees the other day in debut.
Let's go Yankees!
All right, that was it.
It's a
Anyway,
wash
I didn't
here.
realize we talked about baseball. I didn't even know
That-
that was a thing.
we do.
Oh,
You don't.
I don't.
So, I try not to involve you in
Thanks.
talk about baseball.
Because I don't know who you. When you were saying those names, I was like, I got nothing.
I'm still confused why
got
baseball isn't an Olympic sport.
It will
It's
be
coming back.
2020.
It should be. And, it's the same thing with wrestling. Should be one of the core sports, but it's not anymore.
It was. It actually was back this year.
It was back, but still not a core sport.
Yeah. No.
Like, it probably will not be in the next one because it's not one of the core sports, and it
Disappointment.
should be. But I think badminton is. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Badminton's
The
awesome.
badminton
Hey,
is awesome.
I'm just saying.
Aggressive.
We are training for 2020, all right?
Dude, I'm down.
All right? I mean, I'm being serious. There's 2 places in North Carolina you can go train.
Seriously,
The badminton
Yeah.
they playing is
You
no
can play
joke.
Raleigh.
they're
Raleigh.
spiking everything.
Yeah.
They hitting it quick too.
Dude, y'all come over to my house. We'll do backyard.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be good.
I'm that type of guy though that I dive for everything.
Yeah,
it
me
could be
too.
right in front of me.
We're
I
good,
fall
you
on-
dive.
I fall on the ground for everything.
Good. You dive. I don't have to.
All right,
We're
sounds good.
All
We'd
right,
be a
let's
good
go
team.
into. We got one more segment. Then we're going into our preview of the NFC South. Who's there? It's the Joseph Randall, BSS Carolinas Dummy of the Week. You all right there?
Yeah,
You're
dude, I
about-
just spit my drink right out.
Well, we had to rename it because every week we had Joseph Randall on this list. And I just figured I'd go ahead and name it Joseph Randall.
That's a good.
Because, I mean,
good
who's
call.
made more bonehead plays or in the last year?
So like 2 years ago, was it called like the JaVale McGee Dummies of the Week?
No, JaVale McGee already has the Shaq and the Fool unofficial title, so we didn't want to take that from Shaq.
I got you.
Do you have you? I know you say you
got
have
a-
one.
I got a-
I got a really good one.
Y'all go ahead, man.
All right, go ahead, Rock.
All right, I've got to go. I meant to talk about it last week, but we're going to talk about it this week. I know I'm a little bit late, but Team USA. Team USA basketball accidentally went to a brothel because they were looking for a spa. If you look at DeAndre Jordan, DeMarcus Cousins, it don't look like they were trying to look for a spa in these pictures.
I'm just saying.
Now, what kind
Sometimes-
of play? How does that look like a spa?
Sometimes
I mean,
there's a
How
happy,
does that
That's
look like
what it looks
you
like
gonna-
in Rio.
happy
a
accident.
spa looks? Oh, come on.
Happy accident.
You know Brazil got some
I
of
mean,
the
I wouldn't blame
most
them.
beautiful women in the world. You got to go to check out their brothel. You an NBA player, you walking in there, you flashing the cash. Hey,
Might as well.
might as well take
What-
advantage of your.
When in Rome or
Right.
Rio in this case.
Just don't pull a Lamar Odom and OD in the brothel.
Oh, wait, we took that too far.
You know there was a waiting list for the room he rented at the
Oh, yeah?
brothel in Las Vegas after
No.
the thing went down.
I believe it.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
surprise me. You say you got one?
Yes, okay. I got a super dummy of the week. It is the Buffalo Bills in general. Why in the world would you sign Tyrod Taylor
6 year, $90 million.
Why? What?
Ryan Tannehill.
What No, forget Ryan Tannehill. This dude hasn't even played a full season. He's shown flashes of being good. It's not like he's shown flashes of being like perfect. He's shown flashes of being above mediocre. And it was like, well, we had to get it. Why would you sign him now? Why sign them now? Because there's nobody after him. It's not like people were beating down your door. Hey, man, once this season's over, we're going to come in and swoop him up. And you know what? If somebody does want to come in and pay him over $100 million, you let them make that dumb mistake.
Right.
So congratulations, Buffalo Bills. You are officially my dummy of the week.
The great thing with that contract is they have a buyout clause after this year.
Do they?
Yeah, but there's still. But if they buy him out, they have to pay him $20 million.
It's such a reaction move because they have been searching so hard for a quarterback for the last 30 years since Jim Kelly.
And so that guy won 9 games.
No,
And I think the number guaranteed was not a huge number.
But still, 6 years, $9 million
It's
is
just-
insane.
But
Ryan
incentives.
Fitzpatrick got $12 million a game. Sam Bradford got $22 million for this year.
But
I would
you
take
could
Tyrod
see
over those two
you
guys.
could see Ryan Fitzpatrick for last
No.
year. I would too. I'd take Tyrod.
He was
I would.
Did you see Fitzpatrick in the Bills game, the last game of the year?
I would
Okay,
take.
one game.
I would take
that cost them
Tyrod.
the playoffs.
I would take Tyrod Taylor over him, but I wouldn't give him this much money.
And definitely Sam Bradford.
But
Sam
I
Bradford
take,
too, yeah.
I would
Sam
take
Bradford's not
Ryan
even in
Fitzpatrick.
conversation.
Oh, Sam, we don't even need to talk about it. Terry, he's done.
But
He's,
the point
he's like
is-
the worst. But I'm saying, I know
6 years, $90 million is a lot.
I would
That
take
is
Ryan
definitely true.
Fitzpatrick on 1 year for $12 million than to be locked in. Even if I did cut him and had to pay him $20 million, I would take Ryan Fitzpatrick for $12 million for 1 year than 6 years, $90 million for a guy who I don't even know if he can be an NFL quarterback just yet.
But it's the second year in Chan Gailey's system. He had a pretty good year last year. He made the Pro Bowl.
No,
Tyrod
Chan
Taylor?
Gailey is in New York.
Is he in New York?
He's the Jets.
Who is the OC for Buffalo? Well, whoever it was got the best out of Tyrod Taylor.
no.
Tyrod Taylor can ball, man.
The only major coach not
We
named
don't know he
Ryan.
can. We don't know he can yet.
I don't
like
know-
you
yeah,
just
don't
said,
know.
he didn't play a full season last year.
Nope.
He was injured. And
you
it
feel like
goes
he-
back to this, why I've said last week on the show and a couple other times, I'm tired of these contracts going out to these players off of 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, they play they have a decent year, they get paid. And Tyler Johnson in the NBA. I mean, that's another story.
NBA is a totally different
Yeah.
topic.
But
But
still.
the NFL, man, you got to get paid when you can because what's
I'm
the average
hating on-
career?
no,
3
hey,
years?
I'm not hating on
Better get that
Tyrod
money.
Taylor. I'm always for a player getting money. I'm saying you're a dumb Buffalo for doing it. Because did they really think that they were going to win 10 games this year and then
Greg Roman is the OC.
well, he's
He used to be with San Francisco.
oh
Kaepernick. That year,
Oh.
Kaepernick had a great year.
ooh, yeah Kaepernick.
So,
I'm done, dude.
but no, I just
I
yeah.
feel your pain, though, man.
I just
Good
ain't
thing,
overpaid.
good thing you're not a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. We got to get the NFC South going here.
All right.
Let's talk a little bit of football. The Panthers, they had Paul Saleh from Atlanta. Draft picks, they drafted Vernon Butler, James Bradbury, Darryl Worley, Zach Sanchez, and Bo Sanderlin. They did lose Charles Tillman, Josh Norman, Brad Nortman, Roman Harper, and Cortland Finnegan, who signed with
Saints.
The Saints. Yep.
And said that he knows everybody thinks he's a big dirtbag,
He is.
which is true. But I was really glad that he was on the Panthers last year. So what do you want to know, man? You want to know what I think they're going to go?
Yeah. Well, let me go look at the schedule first, so you can. Week 1, of course, is home to or at Denver. Excuse me, is week 1. That's how that's gonna be a tough game. That's opening night, so anything can happen that night. Then you got the Colts. You got the Colts at home, and then you're at the Bengals, at the Bucks, home to the Falcons, at the Chargers. No, home
What
to the
schedule
Chargers.
are you looking at?
I'm looking at Denver. Oh, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong one. I was going
I
to
was
say.
like, I don't think we play
this
any
is
of
opposite.
those teams.
No, it's opposite. My bad. Broncos at home, 49ers actually at Denver, home to San Francisco, home to the Vikings, at Atlanta, home to Tampa at the Saints. You got a bye week 7. Then you got the Cards at home, at the Rams, home to the Chiefs and Saints in back-to-back weeks. That's a Thursday night game. Then you're at Oakland, at Seattle, home to San Diego, at Washington, home to Atlanta, and at Tampa to finish the year. So who wants to start?
12-4.
Wow.
I said that last year. I could see that. I think more 11-5.
I said
maybe.
11-5 last year. I had the numbers right. It's just that 1 and that 5 should have been switched.
What I'm looking at is at Raiders, at Seahawks, right after Thanksgiving. I mean, 2 road games on the West Coast back-to-back.
Yep.
Oakland is not an easy place to play, and they have a prolific offense. We know what Seattle is. And then Monday night at Washington, the Josh Norman game.
Kirk Cousins. We blew them out by like 4
That's the
touchdowns
thing.
last year.
Washington is going to be looking for revenge for last year's game. On Monday night, they're going to be looking to,
what?
show us up.
Until last year, the Jags were looking to beat the Colts for revenge for like 4 years, and they couldn't do it because they're terrible, and so are the Redskins. They're going to be better than they have been in the past, couple years. I like Kirk Cousins.
Who,
and
the
everything.
Redskins?
Yeah.
No, they would be horrible.
No,
this year.
they can be all right.
But I can see them. I can see us losing week 1 at Denver.
No
in the Mile High Air with that defense.
That
Denver's
defense that lost like
is
5 pieces, man.
They still got Von Miller. They still got DeMarcus Ware. They still have the best secondary in the league.
I'll give you that.
And there was safeties and everything.
But they have no quarterback. At least last year they had somebody who could audible and make plays and do that type of stuff.
I mean, they could win a 9-7 game.
Could be, but I don't see that happening.
They held the Panthers to 10 points in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so the Panthers are going to be looking for revenge. Way more than the Redskins are going to be looking for revenge.
We'll see. I'm hoping they win it. They should be favored to win that game because of Denver's quarterback situation.
Yep.
49ers win. Vikings, they should beat the Vikings.
Should.
At Atlanta is probably going to be tough. Buccaneers, we may split with them, but we should beat them at home. At Saints, New Orleans is always interesting. We should be able to handle the Cardinals in our building.
That's the one I knocked
But that's going to be tough. At Rams, the Rams are going to stink, so I'm not worried about them. The Chiefs, we don't know. Are they going to be hot like they were last year at that time, or they're going to be the mediocre team?
It'll be what they've been doing leading up to that game.
Versus Saints, the Thursday night game, NBC. Thursday night games are always tough. I remember a couple years ago, Mark Ingram came up here on Thursday night, ran wild on the Panthers for like 200-some yards. They embarrassed us that night. At Seahawks, at Raiders. But I still see at least 11-5. 12-4, man.
Well, good for y'all.
Let's just go 12-4. I like 12-4. It sounds better.
Good for you guys. All right, y'all both go 12-4. Okay, that's awesome. Oh my God. If they start out 3-3, before the bye week, it's possible. I don't think they will. I think they'll probably go 5-1, 4-2 in the first 6 games.
Okay, because I really thought you were going the other way for a second. I was like, are you really about to say they're going to go? You said if they can go 3-3.
If they go 3-3, they're in trouble. Oh. If they go 3-3. Okay. If they start out 3-3, they're going to be in trouble. You lose 3 games out of those first 6, you're going to be in trouble. Because then the Arizona game all the way through, your schedule picks up. I'm going 10-6. I don't think they win. They're not going to go back and do what they did last year.
Well, no. Man, they think 15-1.
Yeah, I say 10-6. I mean, they still win the division, but I think it's going to be really close. A lot closer than it was last year.
We're not reaching out there and saying 15-1 again. That was such a magical season, before the season started last year, and people were like 7-9, 8-8.
Yeah, we also – last year we got to play the Jags, the Colts with no Andrew Luck. Well, no, he did play in that.
He played.
The NFL was
It was
bad
it was a wet game that night.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch, though.
So, all right, let's move on. Okay. New Orleans Saints, the Aints, Sheldon Rankins is out. He broke his fibula, so he's probably out 6 weeks, they said. They added Kobe Fleener, Craig Robertson, James Laurinaitis, Nick Fairley. They drafted Rankins, of course, Michael Thomas and Von Bell. They did lose Browner, Benjamin Watson, Raphael Bush, and Kyrie Robinson. Where you guys got the Saints going? Let me get their schedule real fast, pull it up for you. I mean, do y'all even care?
No, I got their record. 7-9. They just, man, I respect the hell out of Drew Brees, man. But they got no defense.
None.
They got maybe the worst defense in the league, dude. And unless they get significantly better on defense this year, and we just don't know it, 7-9, and I was being nice.
I mean, look at their schedule versus the Raiders, the open. That should be fun. That's going to be a high-scoring game. But at New York, at Kansas City, at us, of course, the 49ers got to get a win somewhere.
Right.
And New Orleans coming to town, that could be a win for them.
I don't think the 49ers,
49ers
are going to
ain't
get a win
winning much.
anywhere.
The 49ers ain't winning much.
At Cardinals, at Buccaneers, at Falcons. Yeah, I think 7-9, 6-10.
You
They're-
7-9 or 6-10?
I would say 6-10 because their defense is just terrible, man.
So bad.
What you got, Jeff? You say
7-9.
7-9. I've got 6-10.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured.
But I would love to have Drew Brees as my quarterback for most weeks during fantasy.
I don't know
My
this
God.
year. I think he. I don't even know if he.
Drew
will finish
Brees
the
falls
year.
off? No.
I don't think he's going to even.
He might not pass for
I think-
5,000
No, I
yards.
think this is the year he gets hurt.
Don't put that on Drew Brees.
I know. Let's
Put
go
that
to
in
the
the
Falcons. Alex Mack, they added Mohamed Sanu, Derek Shipley, Courtney Upshaw, Sean Witherspoon, Matt Schaub came back. They drafted Kenu Neal, Deion Jones, Austin Hooper, and Devin Fuller. They did lose Devin Hester, retired, Roddy White. Corey Bierman went to the Bills, Jake Long, and Paul Salee. What do you have the Falcons going?
8-8.
Pretty much. Their defense hasn't gotten any better, man.
Nope.
They didn't address their pass rushing situation.
The only thing I see that they did positive was they replaced old, aging Roddy White with a pretty young and talented Mohamed Sanu.
True that. So their offense got a little better, but we know what Matt Ryan is.
Yeah.
He's a stat
But I'm
guy.
going to tell you what, there's a guy on that team, and you're going to be shocked to hear me say this because he went to Florida State. But Devontae Freeman is about to fall off the face of the planet because he is not going to be able to do what he did last year.
He's not even going to start. Tevin Campbell is going to.
Telvin Coleman?
No,
Coleman.
Tevin Coleman?
He's going to start this year.
Probably. They'll split it. But I'm telling you, they're not even going to be – he's not going to be anywhere. That's more of a fantasy pick. But I'm just telling you, he's about to fall
Now, if
off.
Coleman gets hurt,
Oh,
Devontae Freeman's going to get those numbers again. But there's a reason they drafted Coleman last year. They want Coleman to be their starter.
right.
Yeah.
So where you got the Falcons going?
8-8.
8-8.
All right. Y'all got them both going 8-8. I got them going 9-7.
Hey, just real quick, breaking news.
What?
The NFL will suspend Julius Peppers, James Harrison, and Clay Matthews if they do not agree to do an interview on the PED scandal that they had in the
Wow.
offseason.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
We kind of figured that was coming.
I actually didn't think they would suspend him because it was such
I mean, they have no
hogwash.
evidence. They just
Nope.
want them to come in and clear it up.
Yeah. I don't want to go too far down there, but
Yeah.
it just was like, man, just came up.
All right. Let's move to the Bucks. They added Robert Ayers, Brett Grimes, Darryl Smith, Jared Sweezy from Mooresville, Brian Anger. Draft picks, they picked up Vernon Hargreaves and Robert. Go ahead, say his last name.
Robert Kimdichie?
No, the kicker.
Oh, Roberto Aguayo.
Thank you.
Out of Florida State.
Yeah, Roberto. There you go. That's the reason I had you say it.
Thanks.
Then they lost Henry Melton, Bruce Carter, and Mike Jenkins. What you guys got the Bucks going?
8-8.
Yeah. I think they improve a couple games.
See, it's funny. I say 8-8 for the Falcons. I'm like, that sucks. I say 8-8 for the Bucks. I'm like, that's a big improvement.
That's 2-game improvement because they're going to all battle with each other. We know the Panthers are probably still the cream of the crop in
Yes.
the NFC South. They're going to beat up on each other. I look for Jameis to have a better year.
Thank you.
If you want
I didn't want to say it because I get called a homer.
but
I'm
if
glad
you want a
said it.
fantasy value pick at quarterback, Jameis Winston, pick him up.
Look at that. Look at my man stealing my notes. Look at him.
He's going to
the
pass for
notes.
almost 4,000 yards. He's going
Yep.
to have 25 to 30 touchdowns. He's going to have about 500 yards on the ground with his legs. The guy makes plays. He's a playmaker.
He's smart.
So what you got, 8-8?
8-8 for them.
I've got 9-7.
I think
Wow.
I think year 3 for the Bucks. Watch out.
I'm telling you, I think they contend for the division.
Next year.
No, this year.
No.
Yeah,
not
it's going
this
to
year.
happen. It's happening.
They still need defense. Okay. What did you so you said you had 9-7. I got a real quick question about the
All right, go
NFC
ahead.
South. Who is, outside of the obvious, who is the most important player to a team in the whole
Oh,
division.
that's easy. It's Cam. by
What's it
far.
outside of the
Oh,
obvious?
outside the obvious?
Yeah, like Cam, Breeze, Ryan.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm going to give you mine. For me, it's Doug Martin. If Doug Martin can have a productive year like he had last year, he can elevate and help take more of that pressure off of Jameis, and he could elevate the Bucs to a higher level. If he is not productive like he was 2 years ago, they could be in a world of trouble because I like Charles Sims and everything as their backup, but Doug Martin has the ability to be a really good running back.
He
just has to show the ability to be consistent with it. That's why if he can produce on the field the way he did last year, the Bucs will be even better.
For me, it's Mark Ingram. He has to take some of the pressure off Drew Brees. He has to be a 1,000-yard rusher, double-digit touchdowns.
For me, it's Devontae Freeman. I mean, because look at Matt Ryan. I mean, you could say Matt Ryan, but Freeman really last year helped them be a lot better team than they were. So, and especially with the decline of Roddy White and everything else. All right, you got anything else?
I do not.
All right. Well, everybody stick around on Periscope. Stick around. We got another show coming up besides that.
That is going to do it for this episode of The Rule of Three. As always, I am your host. I'm Jeff.
I'm Big Shot Bob.
And, of course, I'm Rocky, and you catch us
I
everywhere.
know. I want to slow it down. Good day.